Previously on Restoration, finding the locket for the innkeeper was the easy part. Figuring out what happened to the town is much harder. The creepy feeling of being watched doesn't help matters at all. After investigating the mayor's house, the party discovers the likely culprits are a nest of Meenlocks in the nearby mine. So you are in the town of Vermilion, and you have explored most of it. It's pretty small, and you are looking around the mayor's house. And it seems like you've finally found one of a couple places that might have some real information on what happened here. You have stumbled upon the library.
Hell yeah. Sir Ethiel wants to help, but he would probably be an impediment.
He's like, oh, words.
Yeah, you're not smart anymore.
I'm not, it only went up to 8 at its highest.
I know. But, you're especially not smart anymore.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
All right, so as you're looking around, there's, it looks like there's an entire section of books on arcane theory, which probably draws Gwen like a moth to a flame.
Yep, that sounds great. Yes, please. Please bring me directly to that.
And there's also some open books on the table, and bits of paper stuck between the pages and things of that nature.
Sir Ethiel will keep watch.
Sounds good. I will head towards the table with the stuff. I was like, well, I see Gwen make eyes at the bookshelf. I'm like, oh, we lost him already.
Just directly at the books. I'm already there.
Nice.
Up, and there he goes.
I think V is going to help you out, Chaz, just checking out the books that are on the table. So there's quite a variety of books here. Most of them seem to be about trauma, physical, emotional trauma. Some are about dreams and nightmares.
What the fuck? What the fuck? The book's about trauma?
I know, right? Chaz is throwing them nope, that's stupid. I hate that. Anyway.
Viernan goes and grabs that book because it might be relevant. Just because you don't want to deal with trauma.
He sees trauma and dreams. He's chucking them nope.
Just hang on a minute. We're dealing with monsters and we've all felt uneasy here. Maybe there's something to what she was looking at. Something might be relevant, Chaz, just because you don't want to deal with it.
Were there also papers on the table or just the books?
Yeah, there's papers stuck in the books and
in the books, right. He's just going to pull those out and be like, I just want to look at these.
Okay, good job. You just removed a bookmark that might have been helpful.
No.
Well, he'll pull out one then. He'll be like, here we go. Let me see what this says.
Yeah, it's just a listing of, creepy things that have been around here. And, that's people were complaining. Part of the reason that people started leaving the town was they were kind of feeling similar to how you guys have been feeling. They've been feeling watched and vanishing, and people are just disappearing.
Interesting.
Make me an investigation check.
Sure.
Jeez, 22. Yeah, I should say you're fine. So while you were steadfastly ignoring your feelings and the feelings of everyone in this town, you find the one odd book in the pile.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's kind of out of place. This is a book about the Feywild.
Okay.
The Feywild. Okay.
And you find one page that is earmarked, and there's a note in the book, and it's written in a shaky hand, and it says, "Could this be the answer?" And it indicates a page mark. So, do you flip to that page, or do you...
What's on the page?
Exactly. Chaz is like, Feywild, what? And definitely flips to that page.
The Feywild isn't usually associated with spooks, but like it's definitely associated with people randomly going missing. That's
Right?
That's very typical Feywild shit.
On this page is an entry about Meenlocks. Meenlocks are corrupted fey creatures that spontaneously manifest in response to fear in places where the border with the Feywild is thin. Meenlocks create more of their kind by transforming humanoids through a process of psychic torture that takes hours or days.
God.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's great.
God. Okay.
Good thing Sir Ethiel's head is empty.
God.
They live in subterranean nests, and they are sensitive to bright light and can sense shadows and darkness.
None of this seems relevant. I don't think we should worry about it, guys.
You're just interested in all of those arcane lore books.
Yes.
Right. He's like so deep in. He's like, oh, fascinating. Subterranean, sensitive to light. I mean, Chaz is like, yeah, same. And they are creatures of fear. Great.
What fun.
Chaz just sort of like frowns and is like, oh, well, that probably explains a lot.
We don't know for sure, but it could.
It's like, Gwen, stop reading about the theory, or at least bring that book here and want to learn about Feywild creatures.
I do not stop reading about the theory, but I do come over.
You like walk with your nose in the book. That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, what is it? I say with the book over my face.
I definitely replace it with the other book that I'm holding. I'm like, read that passage.
So I'm like, what is this?
You see a like horrifying illustration of some kind of like creepy thing with like pincher claws and stuff.
What is that? Why would you give me this?
I'm already afraid.
Right. They are creatures of fear. So maybe you've seen one? Maybe it's stalking us? It could be what's around.
Maybe.
I guess I what's the part about the shadows again?
They can sense shadows and darkness.
Okay, so
And they're sensitive to light, which Sir Ethiel is going to remember that. Or someone should tell him so he God, he did. His sword bursts into flames. Someone tell him to do that.
Right. Chaz is like making notes like, all right, so the mental torture thing though, he's like,
Yeah, that's definitely upsetting. I mean, it would make sense. There would be a lot of fear in this area in the days surrounding the tragedy at the mines.
Also, did it say that they were near where the like veil was thin, basically?
That's not wrong fandom, Kay.
I mean, it's the only way I can think about it. Sorry.
The veil is dragon age.
I'm like, how fade touched is this area? I just want to know.
The border with the Feywild is thin.
Okay, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, so that's upsetting to Chaz as well. Like,
yeah.
Sir Ethiel says, all right, well, where do we find it to kill it?
I mean, most things seem connected to the mine. Is it possible that it's maybe there?
That would make sense.
Sounds reasonable to me, said the idiot.
Subterranean, light sensitive. Yes, why not hide in a mine? Perfect.
I don't really like the thought of going there at night.
Oh no.
Well, I also don't like the idea of staying in this town overnight.
Yeah.
No.
I
that's
agree.
also
I
no.
agree with
Where-
Sir Athiel. I agree with Sir Athiel.
Sarathiel says, it should be fine. We all have dark vision, right? And he pulls Gaudy, like, it's kind of a small room, and he pulls Gaudy around his back and lights it up, which okay.
Wait,
he doesn't burn anything with it, but it is, like, on fire. And he's like, and I've got this, which should help.
Maybe turn it off for now.
Right. Everything in this room is flammable. Please stop.
I feel like Gwen is like about to hit you because there's very, very valuable books in here.
Well, that's true. Don't touch the books. Don't touch the very good books.
Right. Did Viernan find anything while he was searching?
No, he was looking into more of like the trauma related books. And, it makes sense based on what he knows from the book that his sister told him about. Yeah, he's the one that came up with the idea of, well, maybe it's the mines.
Well,
that's the worst that could possibly happen.
So the real question is, do y'all take any of the books with you?
I feel like Gwen is already stuffing his
I do too. I feel like it's like that's not even a question. It was already done.
He's like, "Oh, we're leaving. Okay." Takes whole bookshelf, and he can't let this.
This feels sort of looty. He says as Gwen stands there stuffing books into his bag. Like there was a tragedy here. A lot of people died. Maybe not. Maybe stop.
I don't even look at him. I'm like, we're learning from their experience. It was very sad they had to die, but at the same time, should that really be in vain? I don't think so.
Gwen, I know at least that one book is in the library. Put that one back, please.
This book? Are you sure? It's not in my library. But I look at him and then I put it back, but slowly, glaring at him the entire time.
It's really up to you, Gwen. If you're okay, because you didn't sleep much last night, so how tired are you?
Yeah, also, where are we going to sleep? Like here? Okay, or we have no, it's too long. It's like a whole day to go back. Yes, we can.
Yeah. Here's what I'm going to say. Gwen is not, he didn't sleep well, but he's also very young. And so, like, you remember being 20.
He's in the, 4 o'clock zoomies phase. Got it.
Yeah, like, it's not like it won't hit him eventually, but he's got some time.
Okay.
He's not like the rest of us 30-year-olds where it's like, if I don't sleep for a night, I am not functioning the next day.
Oh, God, I know, right?
It's like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm looking at my watch like, come on, I want to go to bed. Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of things we're taking, I'm definitely taking the note.
Yeah, fair.
With the page number and maybe even that page, rips it out.
No! Absolutely not. You can take the book, but no. Viernan sees you going to rip that page, and he's like, what are you doing?
He's like, I what? I only need this page.
No!
Oh, all right. I'll take the whole thing.
Book could probably get you into Candlekeep. God.
So says, right, well, to the mines then.
I guess to the mines.
To the mines.
Sarathiel says, now remember, if something does leap at you, just jump behind me. I will protect you, he says very confidently.
Okay,
right.
Okay. I'm gonna just...
If you can see it.
You know what? I'm gonna stay right here, right now. How about that? And I just, hide behind his shoulder.
All right, it's probably a long walk to the mine, but, that's fine.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, how far away is the mine?
It's not that far. It's, people worked there, so it's walking distance. You easily get there, well before dark. Even, you didn't investigate everything in the mayor's house, so it saved you some time.
That is true. Although Chaz was like, I really want, okay.
Those are probably bedrooms. Let them have some peace.
I suppose.
You can be pretty callous sometimes. People died in this town.
Chaz sort of regards you for several seconds, and he's like, right. I get distracted by facts and wanting to know things. Sorry.
It's okay.
That might be a good time to address. There was, Sarathiel's already forgotten it, unfortunately, but they still haven't really talked about that absolutely disastrous conversation that Chaz and Sarathiel had.
Yeah.
Just truly horrible.
It's in my tree. My dialogue tree, I'm pretty sure.
Sarathiel, unfortunately, has already forgotten it, but it might be a good time to bring it up if, I don't know, maybe Chaz would just tactfully avoid it for the rest of his life.
Yeah, I was like,
else.
What are you talking about? He hates talking about feelings. He's not going to bring it up.
He's the avoidance master.
Exactly. I was like, no, absolutely not.
Okay.
All right, well then I guess it's a curse to obscurity, because Sarathiel's forgotten. He's too stupid to remember it.
Ouch.
That triggered... Well, first of all, it was weird. That got a greatly approved from Chaz.
Oh, really?
It did.
Because for Sarathiel, it got a greatly disapproved.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right. Exactly. It also triggered a behavior change, which hasn't come up yet, so...
Yeah, we're just a team not talking about our feelings. Okay, so anyway, we walk to the mines. So I think things are a little tense again.
Oh, not for Sarathiel. Sarathiel's dumb as hell.
Yeah.
He's just fine. He's vibing.
Yeah, you're fine. This is what you like to do. You like to, investigate and smack things on the head. So let's find the things to smack on the head.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. There are shallow ruts in the dirt floor from cartwheels leading towards the back of the mine. Looks like this is probably something that was just relatively routine, but also maybe in the days after the cave-in, there was work there. There's a gaping hole in the mountainside northeast of the village, which marks the entrance to the platinum mine. There are several carts outside the cavern. One is filled with rock and dirt, and the others with large beams of wood. They look like they were maybe to be new supports, but they never had the chance to be installed. Looks like there are several tunnels that branch off from a main shaft, and the mine is dark and damp, and you hear the sound of dripping water echoing from deep within. The light fades faster than it should as you move deeper, until you're wrapped in oppressive gloom and shadow. Of course, being a party that all has dark vision, it just looks slightly dimmer than it should.
Yeah. I believe when you're in complete darkness, everything looks gray.
I think so.
Yeah. But yeah, Sarathiel says, so these things are summoned or called by fear, he said, Chasmere.
He's very deep in his head at the moment. He's like, Oh, yes. According to the page, that is what it says. And it can transform.
He turns to Gwen, who he judges to probably be the most scared. He says, what do you think? Gwen, you could turn that up to 11?
Oh, dear.
Oh, definitely.
Does anyone know any good scary stories?
This is your plan?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, scare Gwynedd. Why not? They're called by fear, right?
I feel like the problem is it's so easy. It's so easy to...
Oh, God. You just kind of go, boo.
Like me, Tessa, I know lots of really good scary stories, but Sarathiel does not know any good scary stories, I don't think. He'd make one up, but it would just be embarrassing.
It's like, Chaz just sort of like looks at him like, really? Story time? That's your idea?
Well, I don't know any good ones off the top of my head. I could play some spooky flute music, add to the atmosphere. Would that spook you, Gwen?
Anything would spook me. Maybe we don't have to do this, Sarathiel. We don't have to do this. It's fine.
He looks to Viernan and Chaz. So what do you think? Spooky flute music?
Spooky
No.
flute music?
I think no.
Well, then what's your idea? Just hunt around in this massive mine until we trip over it? Yeah, see?
Chaz is just like, well, we won't trip over it because I can see in the dark better than all of you. And also...
Rude.
He's not wrong.
Chaz like gestures to himself. He's like, did
I
you
know,
forget
but
what
still rude.
We are literally underground.
Anyway, you were saying?
Nothing. I just don't think that scary stories is going to be enough.
I mean, it's summoned by fear, and...
I don't think it's summoned just by fear. I think it's like extreme fear. This happened after a mining disaster. They were trapped.
I'm extremely
days.
afraid. I'm extremely afraid.
And I'm thinking if we just exacerbate that with some spooky stories.
No, we don't have to do
and/or
that.
Spooky
What
flute
is
music.
Oh man, I don't like any of you.
Chaz is already like on edge because anything underground reminds him of the place.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, great. I hate it. So that's why he's like really deep and he's just like, anyway, whatever gets us in and out as quickly as possible.
All right, so here's the question. Are you guys in the cave or not?
I assumed like Sarathiel had headed in as far as like as soon as they got to the first major branching path, where he's kind of like, oh, we can't just keep going, which is why he was saying like, oh, well, we should find a way to draw it out.
Okie doke. Everybody give me a wisdom saving throw.
No.
Good lord. I'd rather not. Actually, I've decided I'm not going to do
Thank
that.
you.
Hey.
I don't like that.
Okay, so for that, I can use Flash of Genius. You might need it. Oh, hey,
shit.
Gwen, nice! Okay. I can add my intelligence modifier to any ability check or saving throw. So, where is my intelligence mod? Is +3.
So 14 instead of 11.
Yep.
All right, that's not nothing.
Okay. Cool. So, the good news is, you three are fine. Viernan is not.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Viernan also rolled an 11.
Oh, no!
So he is going to have disadvantage on int and wisdom checks to avoid being distracted by whispers, shifting movement, and other hallucinations in the mine. Woohoo!
Oh, good.
Oh, no.
It's great.
Good.
You're gonna have a jumpy healer. Yeah, it's he doesn't like that idea, Sarathiel, at all. But he doesn't have any other better ideas. But I mean, maybe just going a little further in is it's not a great idea, but we have to figure something out.
Sarathiel shrugs. He still thinks to make Gwen scared. Hack is best.
No.
Right.
Y'all, I don't see y'all coming up with either ideas.
Exactly.
Like you said, there were how many branching paths? Like 4?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. They're not. It doesn't seem like just a little bit of fear is going to be enough to summon these. These were summoned in reaction to a mining disaster that left people trapped for days. I don't think you're going to get Gwen to that level of terror from a few spooky stories.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very easily spooked.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
I'm thinking about... I was like, can I send Lotus? I'm like, go flitter somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Flitter ahead.
Okay, I will get you a little bit of a map.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I need to figure out where we are. Oh my god. All I can think about is, because...
All right, so you guys came in from the, area that has the tracks on the lower left side there. It looks like there's a smaller branch that goes off toward the right, or if you keep going, there's something else off to the left or another branch further forward along the main line.
Well, I, out of character, would suggest following the track so we always have a way out.
Yeah, you're definitely too stupid
yeah,
for...
that's good, Kai. That's a
yeah.
good call.
Sarathiel is too dumb to suggest that, but me out of character.
Viernan would absolutely suggest following any
Yeah.
tracks that you can find. That's a very, very logical idea.
Sarathiel still puts his boots on the wrong feet sometimes, so,
So, Viernan has the disadvantage, right? On
Right,
spooky stuff.
right. He as we get further inside the mine, he's gonna get more and more distracted.
Alright, so let's... If y'all are refusing to go with my make Gwen and pee his pants
No, we
plan,
are.
Yeah. Yeah.
which I still maintain it's a great idea, but fine.
Chaz just got called callous. He's like, yes, I'm going to make the teenager piss his pants. I'm not going to scare someone. Any character of mine is not going to purposely scare another character, because that's bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. Viernan had so many siblings, he does not like that idea. No scary stories, please.
Exactly. So we're going...
Sarathiel's, well, I don't know any scary stories anyway. I can't read.
He's like, well, I can't read, so fine.
So the question is, do you explore up to the left following the tracks, or do you explore the smaller tunnel that's further toward the entrance?
I say we follow the tracks as much as possible. Like I said, trail of breadcrumbs.
Okay. Alrighty. So you head up along the main line, and there is either the branch off to the left. So realistically, you can't see around the bend. So you see that maybe the cart track ends, and then up ahead, you see now this. So the tracks kind of continue off onto that little offshoot, and then they end abruptly. And then the tracks are cut off by what looks like a impassable wall of rubble.
Well, god damn it. So much for my fucking follow the tracks plan.
Exactly.
Yeah, so as you look at what appears to be the area of the cave-in, the tunnel's getting tighter and tighter, and it's completely blocked off.
All right. Well, I guess that really only leaves the left, then.
All right, so most of the main tunnel where the tracks had been, even leading up to the cave-in and the offshoot, they looked deliberate, and they looked like part of a mine. The tunnel off to what we've established is the left. It's nearly circular, and there is black moss covering the walls, floor, and ceiling of the tunnel as far as you can see.
Oh, that's an OSHA violation.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know what OSHA is. It's fine.
It's fantasy OSHA
Right.
violation.
AppTap would have quite a few violations.
I know.
Yeah.
Right. He definitely wants to investigate that moss, though. He's like, oh my god, what is that? You said black moss, and it's a circular tunnel.
Uh-huh. So this looks not like the rest of the mine.
Uh-huh.
That's probably where it is. That's always where it is.
When it looks ominous like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like this might have spontaneously manifested rather than actually having been dug out. But, well, I mean, if anybody wants to, you can roll, I guess, a nature or arcana check to see if you know anything about Meenlocks now that you know.
Pass.
Yeah. Magic kids, let's go.
That's
howdy.
okay.
You were very scared.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's okay. Blow those rolls now.
You said arcana or
Nature.
nature. Yeah, no. Arcana's gonna be better. I was like, nature. Nope. 16.
Okay. So these tunnels were not created by hand or claw or root. They were instead created by magic or another strange effect. This definitely seems like something that is tied to whatever came here. This is not natural.
Sarathiel turns to the others. He says, so it's definitely here, right? Like, we can all agree it's in the spooky cave mossy tunnel?
No, I think it might be in that safer looking tunnel that way.
Gwen.
Gwen,
No,
I don't
no.
think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you
It would be
Yes.
much
positive?
more reassuring, but I don't think so.
Based on the information we have, unfortunately, it's this way. Probably.
Sarathiel says, I can head in, I don't know, rattle a saber, bang some walls, try to get its attention. Just, stay close-ish. Be ready to back me up, I guess.
Yep.
Well, remember, it's light sensitive, and you have a blazing sword.
I sure do. And with that, he pulls a God Eater off his back and lights it up.
Alrighty. Luckily, you're not in that area, so. All right.
In that area.
Right.
That area.
There's
That
something
specific
triggered
one.
by light.
Right, it's fine.
Yeah, I bet there is.
Yep.
Alrighty. So you have a few options. First of all, the moss muffles all sound, which makes this a lot more claustrophobic.
Oh boy.
So you got a couple options. You can go straight, or there are tunnels off to the left or right.
I feel like straight. Keep it simple, because we're dealing with Sarathiel, who has to find his way back.
Okay.
The fewer turns, the better.
Valid.
You said straight or
Left or right.
left or right?
There's
Yeah.
branching tunnels off to the sides. You can see 2 on either side, and then it's branching straight. And Viernan is getting more and more nervous the further in you guys go. But he's trying to, keep it together.
Sarathiel, who is head empty, no thoughts. It's going to take a little bit. It's going to take something pretty good to spook him. So he's just slowly heading down the hallway, tapping the end of his sword on the ground, just, whistling, trying to get anything's attention.
God. Okay. Well, then make a dexterity saving throw.
Awesome. Cool.
Ruh-roh.
That's a +1 that he has on that. Nope.
Oh boy.
Okay, you are grappled by tentacles of black moss.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Have you considered not doing that?
Right.
Just
I guess we should probably roll initiative.
So it's not really a initiative thing. It's just holding on to you and, kind of not wanting to let you go.
Okay. Sarathiel tugs at his arms. Does he still have God Eater, or has it fallen from his grasp?
With a dex save that bad, I think you dropped your sword. Sorry.
Well, in that case, the fire on God Eater also goes out, because it goes out when he drops it or dispels it.
Yep.
so we definitely see that, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's in the front.
Chaz is like, great. I see you made friends with the cave.
If someone could cut me out, I would appreciate it.
I wanted to like roll investigation on the moss. Like Chaz is like, well, I don't.
Go for it.
Would a knife work?
Go for it. Roll it. Do the thing.
I'll just be here, I guess.
Yeah, while you're investigating,
I'll just be
I
here.
guess Viernan is going to go at it with a dagger and just try to cut him out.
Investigation +6. There we go.
Okay. Sarathiel, you can make a... What would this be? I guess a strength check to try to break a grapple.
Yeah, he's great at strength checks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, and he also has a feat called Remarkable Athlete. Starting at 7th level, Sarathiel can add half his proficiency bonus rounded up to any strength, dexterity, or con check he makes that doesn't already use his proficiency bonus.
Nice.
Oh.
So that means it's a total of +5 that he gets to a check like this. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So
Oh, hey.
you were startled, you dropped your sword, but you managed to get out of this. It's just like, it's creepy moss, and Viernan's knife didn't really seem to have much effect on it. But Chaz, you think that maybe something like Dispel Magic might quell whatever this thing is. It doesn't seem to be like a creature or anything, or awakened in any way.
I bet it reacts to sound. Sarathiel isn't putting this together, but I bet it reacts to sound.
Interesting. Right. So he's like, Gwen, do you have Dispel Magic? I think that would work better than something pointy.
1 sec. Do I have to spell magic?
I thought you did.
Yeah, I thought you did too. That's why I asked.
Nope. I've got detect magic.
Oh,
Oh no.
Who needs utility spells when you can teleport yourself 15 different ways?
no. Yeah.
All right.
wait,
I
I'm
don't
just
have
gonna
it either.
say.
Oh wait, no, I have counterspell, but that doesn't count if you're not casting it.
No.
No.
Nope, it doesn't.
Okay, I'm just gonna do the DM thing, and Viernan has a wand that only has 1 or 2 charges, and he
Okie
casts
dokie.
it. So they disappear back into the moss. It seems like this was maybe just, I don't know, it doesn't seem like a creature or anything, but maybe it was some kind of trap or something.
Sort of a shitty trap. Flex my way out of
Yeah,
it.
well, most people would not be able to roll that well.
You also got caught in it, Sarathiel.
Well, that's because I'm quite stupid.
That's quite true.
Maybe don't touch the walls in other rooms.
I'm just gonna walk in the very center of the room, looking terrified at everything.
Chaz whispers to Lotus purr louder. Vibrate at calming frequency.
Gwen, make me a wisdom save.
No.
You should have proficiency in wisdom saves as a wizard.
But still.
Oh, yeah,
That's pretty
you're
good.
fine.
I was gonna say, I was like, you have Lotus. She could help you, give you advantage.
All right, so in that case, Viernan's head just kind of snaps up. What was that?
What was what?
You didn't... Somebody called for help.
I did not hear that.
Chaz is going to get very close to Viernan and look him straight in the eye Viernan, are you okay?
I think I am. Nobody else heard that?
No.
Looks at Gwen. I'm gonna look at Gwen did you
I
hear that?
didn't hear anything.
No, only you heard it.
Well, that's becoming a pattern.
Hmm.
All right. Guess it was nothing.
Stick close to me, Vernon. I'll protect you.
Oh, okay.
He says it's nothing, and Chaz is like, no, it's definitely something. He's like, it feeds on fear, so obviously it wants you to be afraid.
Right. So you come to the end of the straight path that you can take, and there's only a few options. You can either go down and kind of toward the right. You can go back and up, down another little corridor, or back and down to the other side. But there's no direct way forward.
Am I right in thinking this is set up like a bunch of concentric circles with a line through it, sort of?
No.
Oh, fun.
Here, I'll give you a visual as best I can.
Wow. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's a warren.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like I said, you can either go forward, down. You can go back and up, or back and to the other side.
I feel like follow as straight a line as possible, which I guess in this case would be to the right and down. Like following the main artery, such that it is.
Okay. There's one that branches off of that immediately, and there's another one that branches off to the other direction toward the right, and then that section dead ends as well.
Keep heading down. Sarathiel is still taking up the front.
Like the further we go in, like the less and less you hear Chaz say anything, basically.
Yeah, that's fair.
Except to check on people like Vernon, which he now knows is hearing people scream, or like calling for help, which is very concerning. And he knows that Gwen is scared, so that is also taking up his attention.
Gwen is always scared.
Yeah.
Sarathiel is being a brave boy.
He is. He's being a very good brave boy. All right. Let's see. Chaz, make me a whiz save.
Okie dokie. A wisdom save. Womp womp womp.
Womp womp.
I was about to go comfort Vernon, but I don't think that's gonna happen now.
I don't think so. You are already kind of on edge because you're underground again. This is not somewhere you want to be.
The opposite. It's like, listen, I went topside for a reason. No.
And you hear a very familiar voice in your ear.
No. Okay, go ahead. Do it.
Here we go. Backstory.
You can't run forever, Chasmere. You really think that flimsy bit of steel and magic will stop me taking the other one, too?
He sort of grits his teeth and he's just like, great.
Oh, no.
Everything all right?
Yes, it's fine. We're all hearing things eventually, I guess.
Oh, good.
You're hearing things? I wheel around.
Yeah, now I'm looking very, very intently at Vernon and I was like, you heard, what, a call for help?
Right.
Interesting.
What did you hear?
A threat. A very specific voice that I would know anywhere.
Who? Sarathiel asks completely without tact.
The one who took my leg.
Oh, someone took it.
Chaz taps, taps the metal. He's like, yes, no, actually I was born with metal legs.
Cut it off.
Sarathiel says, oh, I suppose I just sort of assumed it sort of fell off on its own somehow.
Yes.
At least helps break the tension.
Right. Chaz is like, yes, of course. Drow just have limbs that fall off. It's totally normal.
It's like a lizard. You get caught and it just falls off.
Yeah. Sarathiel doesn't know. Sarathiel's a good boy. He would never assume violence is the first answer.
Right, exactly.
Well, that's alarming. Well, these things play on fear, and I mean, there were books about nightmares and things in there, so maybe it's just tapping into. Let's just finish this.
Chaz is crackling with what is it? With the electricity. He's like, oh, I think it shows the wrong voice then, because that doesn't inspire fear in me. I'm angry now.
Serathil says, it does come from fear. You know what? Never mind. And he says, okay, everyone, I can tell we're all having a bad day. Huddle up. Everyone huddle up. And he, gathers all three of you into a big huddle pile.
What? What's going on?
He says, I know we're all having a very terrible time here. So let's make one big push, find this, what was it? He looks at Chesney. What's it called?
The Meenlock.
Meenlock. Yes, thank you. Let's find this Meenlock, cut its head off, and then we can leave this awful, terrible garbage place.
I'm in.
Right, hands in!
Hey everyone, Val here. Thank you for tuning in to the latest episode of Crit Fail Club, Restoration. If you can't wait to hear what happens next, check out our Discord server for episodes in pre-release, or to listen in live as we record. You can join us by going to bit.ly/cfcdiscord. For more information on the show, character biographies, and links to social media, head to our website, critfail.club or critfailclub.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. We don't advertise at all, so if you like what you hear, tell a friend who might also enjoy the show, post on social media about it, or leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Full episodes are available on our YouTube channel, bit.ly/cfcchannel, or on other major podcast platforms. Thanks again for tuning in.